long history with. Thank you so much, Darren. Thank you. You're such a gift to this organization. You are doing such great work for Rainbow Families. Thank you very much. When you called me many months ago to tell me that I would receive this award, I never imagined I'd be sitting here in my boxer shorts and flip-flops. Here I am. What unusual times, right? I really am so moved. This means a lot to me. It means a lot, especially following in the footsteps of Michelle Zavis, who was the first ever Hero Award recipient last year, and who to me is like this icon and a pioneering lesbian parent who was really the sort of tip of the queer parent iceberg 30 some years ago. So we have a great long history here. When I didn't realize that we had 30-year history. We have about 20 years as an established, official nonprofit. But I do remember so my oldest daughter's 21, my younger daughter's 17. I know, it's shocking. It's really shocking. And my older daughter told me recently that she really appreciated me. So just hang in there, folks. It happens eventually. So, my whole family grew up in Rainbow Families. And although, yes, I served on the board for, I think, 10 years or so, the best years of my life, I have deep friends and extended family that were my fellow board members over those years. I saw Richard Gervais and others. Really just such great times, but difficult times in a different way, in that when we were getting started, there were folks who were really afraid to kind of be out as queer parents. They were trying to navigate in pretty lonely spaces, especially if they were outside of the immediate DC area. There were, very few adoption agencies that would welcome us. There were very few schools where there was any even acknowledgement that LGBTQ parents existed. It was, before marriage equality, before we started to have some positive outcomes in the courts. So we were, bringing people together, whether it was for a picnic or a Halloween party or maybe baby groups, whatever we did, it meant so much for people to feel like they had a connection, they had some support, that they weren't alone. Fast forward, of course, we, now have an incredibly robust community. Rainbow Families has grown. People like Michelle Zavis, who were possibility models for families like me. Now, we're the possibility models for young queer kids today who can see what's possible, that if they choose the path to raise children, that path is much more open to them. I really like to celebrate and emphasize our queerness, our transness, our LGBTQ-ness, whatever that is for you, but I just use kind of queerness. That, for a lot of the years we've been doing advocacy, one of the talking points we found very effective was that our families are just like your families. We want the same things for our children. We go to work, we pack lunches, we get homework done. And, to a great extent, it's true that our families, whatever they look like, are very much like all families. But you know what? We're queer. If we have a queer family member, whether it's a parent or a kid, we are queer families. And I want us to embrace and celebrate our queerness. I think about how my kids grew up in a queer family, and although they both currently identify as cis and straight young women, they are culturally queer. They learned from watching us and being at, coming to Rainbow Families conferences and having two moms and having a mom who wears a tie, and being around queer people who express their queerness in all different ways. They understand sexual orientation and gender identity and gender expression in very nuanced ways. They're incredible allies to their LGBTQ peers. They are, when they laugh at Modern Family, they laugh at things I know other kids wouldn't pick up on, and I am grateful to have been able to raise my children in this community. And I hope that those of you who are just starting your families or have younger children will find that incredible power and celebration that I found. And although we have made incredible advances, certainly we're, post-marriage equality, we've had, lots of wins in the last decade. There's no question, and kind of echoing what was said a few minutes ago, our rights have been sort of chiseled away at. This administration is hostile and just, completely uncaring. We've been facing some challenges in courts. So we have, a critical moment ahead of us. Our visibility, our mere existence, our ability to show up in spaces as queer families, whether it's back to school night or the neighborhood block party, just existing in our authenticity is helping to move the needle toward full equality. It's helping to change hearts and minds. And we have to keep doing that. And Rainbow Families is a great platform for all of us to be able to do that safely and in a collective voice. But right now, more than our kind of visibility and our authenticity, our action is so needed. We have got to shift this country in the direction back toward a more perfect union. We have got to elect two decent human beings into the White House and really create an opportunity, not just for our families, but all families who are scared and struggling to get back on track and create the kind of opportunities and justice that we all need and deserve. So a call to action, in addition to the work you do locally and advocating for your families, and I think fortunately within the DC bubble, many of us can wear our queerness pretty comfortably. There's so many things you can do from home as we head into November, virtual phone banks, reaching out to family, friends, asking people, do you have a plan to vote? Learning about mail-in ballots, busting the myths about mail-in ballots. If you have the means, donating to progressive candidates up and down the ballot. Just be as engaged as we can, because I think, as we all know, all of our lives are at stake right now, and for some more than others, this is, an incredibly dire situation. And I know that if we all bring the same energy and karma to shifting back this November to the country and the people we know we are, we will all be better off. So I will end with just that call to action for all of us. And I think my final thought is that, again, to recognize the current board and Darren and the sponsors and the allies and the huge community Rainbow Families is right now. Thank you so much. It's amazing to see the organization in such great hands and thriving and growing. I just wish you all the best. And again, I'm so humbled and honored to get this recognition from Rainbow Families. I love Rainbow Families. Thank you so much.